And I'm just going to leave you with one last story as an attorney about one of my most recent cases that I could almost cry. He came to me, and it's about having the rights to fight and having the resources to fight. So this tax preparer came to me, and he was charged with willful tax preparation. So the government claimed that he had fraudulently prepared tax returns willfully to get refundable credits for people, and he did not have the proper knowledge that these people were entitled to the credits, therefore costing the government a lot of money. My client had been fighting this battle on his own for a year, and he had gone to the audit himself. And what ended up happening was the government assessed him the tax, it's a civil penalty, without giving him due process. He never had an opportunity to challenge the tax. And he had filed his own tax court petition with the United States Tax Court, and that's when he came to me. They had filed a 75-page motion for summary judgment against him. There was no way that man could answer that motion for summary judgment himself. And honestly, when I looked at his file, I didn't think I was going to win either. I did not want to take his case, but he called me every day begging me to take his case. And eventually I was like, fine, if nothing else, I will learn from this experience and grow as an attorney. So I took his case. And one of the first things that I recognized is when I had called Chief Counsel's office to discuss this case, they did bring up the fact that my client was of a certain nationality. I don't know if they intentionally did that, but my client was a person of color from Nigeria. They seemed to insinuate that because my client was from Nigeria and that Nigerian people have a long history of lying and doing things fraudulently, that my client had lied and done things fraudulently. And at that moment, I knew that I was going to take this case, whether that client paid me $1 or never paid me again, because that is not fair. It's not right. It's not right to make assumptions. He said, well, have you seen this guy, the way he runs his business? He doesn't even keep good records. Just because someone's a bad business owner doesn't make them a liar. It's as simple as that. And so I really worked with this taxpayer. The government office was assuming that my client had lied, that he did receive the right to a due process hearing. He did receive the letter, that they sent it. They knew they sent it, but they didn't have any proof that they actually sent my client the letter with his due process rights. And we ended up winning that case. It took me hours of unpaid work to win that case. But at the end of the day, my client, all of his penalties were abated on the fundamental argument that my client was not entitled to due process. They did not assess the tax correctly, and therefore it was invalid. And that was one of the biggest lessons I think I've ever learned as an attorney, that the government saw my client as someone who comes from a community that must be a liar. There was all these underlying assumptions that were not spoken, kind of understood. And I wasn't going to let that stand. And I think now it's time for everyone in every industry, even as a parent, as a mother, to take the time to talk about these issues in your own industry, in your own circles, with your own family, and with your children. So if I can ever be of service to you, please reach out if you want to talk about these issues more. I'm happy to talk about them with you. We're going to put all the resources up on the blog. We're going to put it in the video comments. And again, I just want to say now is the time to speak up. If you've been silent before, like me, please take a moment to make a video, to say something, and really communicate your feelings, because it's never going to be bad to be on the right side of justice, and to advocate for your fellow human being. So thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to be here. And please use this as inspiration to make your own resources in your community.